I'm back. Rodrance for Black and White Network. Well, you've got to think that Elon Musk is sitting back right now, wherever he's at, whether it's Twitter headquarters, whether he's got something akin to the Batcave somewhere, as we've seen one other famous billionaire have. And you have to wonder if he's just smiling. We know that Twitter has skyrocketed in popularity since Elon has bought the platform. But yet, because Elon is willing to push back against the woke media and push back against the media and push back against celebrities and all these other things to not squash anybody's speech, but to simply even the playing field. I mean, he put Donald Trump to a vote, right? And the people spoke. And the majority elected to bring him back. And I've made a couple of videos where we were talking about the fact that many corporations, particularly because of various woke activist organizations, were putting pressure on Elon, and they had paused advertising, right? Now, Elon says that they have continued to set various records statistically, as that platform is breaking records as to the amount of usage on the platform now. He's cleaned up a lot of the spam. He's bringing out a verification system. However, woke corporations are trying to put him into a corner. Now, Elon's smart. Okay, I mean, let's be real. It's funny. People come out and they dog out Elon, but they never actually take a step back and go, you know what? I can't ever be close to as smart as this guy is. But yet I'm going to get up here and I'm going to dog him out? I mean, really? SpaceX, Starlink, Tesla, Twitter. I mean, this guy's a damn genius, okay? He knows what he's doing when it comes to business, and I can't help but think he's got a plan. Woke corporations are trying to hurt him, though. They are. They think, okay, this is how we can hurt him. He's coming up with a verification system. Big business continues to stop running ads on Elon Musk Twitter. Jeez, more than a third of Twitter's top 100 marketers have not advertised on Elon's platform in the past 2 weeks, according to a recent analysis by the Washington Post. The Washington Post reports that more than a third of Twitter's top 100 marketers have not advertised on the platform in the past 2 weeks, highlighting the nervousness of advertisers around Elon's purchase of the company, Breitbart. Since Musk's chaotic acquisition of Twitter a few weeks ago, the digital marketing trends analysis firm Pathmatics has found that 14 of the top 50 advertisers have stopped advertising on the site. Ads for blue chip brands such as Jeep and Mars Candy, whose corporate parents previously were among the top 100 U.S. advertisers on Twitter in the last 6 months before Musk's purchase, haven't appeared there since November 7th. Several weeks ago, Breitbart News reported on major advertisers who spearheaded the advertising exodus after Musk's takeover. In a statement to the Post, Mars started suspending advertising activities on Twitter in late September when we learned of some significant brand safety and suitability incidents that impacted our brand. The statement would seem to indicate that Mars' advertising pause predates Musk's takeover. Pharmaceutical giant Merck, Kellogg's, Verizon, and Boston Beer have also paused advertising on the platform. During the 6 months leading up to the pause, the advertisers' ads were displayed tens of millions of times per week on the site, with some of the ads shown billions of times during the busiest times on the platform. Matthew Quint, the director of the Center on Global Brand Leadership at Columbia Business School, said the companies are, quote, under pressure from a wide range of stakeholders and consumers around being connected with content that is viewed as inflammatory. Good God. Quint noted that Musk is becoming a, quote, very strong brand himself and a controversial brand, he added. The more he is out in front, the more advertisers may just choose to say, I'm not ready to be heavily associated with a Musk platform at this point. And look, you always have to take into account where these sources are, Washington Post, et cetera, et cetera. But what they're trying to do is they're trying to put Musk into a corner. They think, okay, if we pull our advertising, we can get him to change the direction he is trying to go. Once again, he's not actually stopping the voices that have already been out there. What he's making sure of is that everybody's voice is heard, okay, or has the ability to be heard. And then as you get verified, etc., or you join some kind of different programs he may end up having, it's going to help improve your performance on Twitter. And it's gonna get rid of spam. It seems to me like all of these are positives, but they don't want everybody to have the same voice. And that's a real problem, isn't it? It's amazing how many advertisers are wanting to pause because they see him trying to get closer to something akin to free speech on a platform, and that is viewed as a negative. It's astonishing. It's scary, too. I don't know. I can't believe that. 14 out of, what did it say? 14 out of 50 have paused in the last 2 to 3 weeks. And you can only figure these numbers are going to continue to get a little bigger. I mean, he put it out there. He reinstated Donald Trump. Now, Donald Trump hasn't tweeted. But he come out and said that basically if somebody hasn't broken the law, he's probably going to reactivate their Twitter account. I don't see anything wrong with that. And I think a lot of common sense Americans, they don't see anything wrong with that. And that's even regardless of any kind of political affiliation that you might have. I think people are just like, look, everybody deserves to have a voice, a seat at the table that's not squashed by some crazy-ass algorithm that some Twitter employee that now has been shown the door had activated on the platform. And that's the other thing. They're sitting back and they're watching the fact that he has cut so much dead weight. And they're like, oh my God, it's an unstable platform. It's an unstable business model. No, he's just getting rid of the people that don't have the best interest of the company in mind. They've got some kind of an agenda that they're carrying with them while they are trying to do said job. That's always been a problem with Twitter, hasn't it? Always. But yet, these employers, you got to understand, I mean, these are the same corporate entities that are putting people through CRT training now. Okay, I got a buddy. He's a higher up. He works for Verizon. I used to work for Verizon. Okay? And he stayed with the company after I left the corporate world. And he told me just recently about some training that they had to go through. And he can actually be held liable now if he addresses a customer in a way that they consider it to be offensive when it's just no different than addressing them as always. But now he's got to take into account all the specific buzzwords out there in his day-to-day work right here in a more rural area of Texas. In other words, somebody walks in, he's got to be aware of shit like pronouns now. Well, that's Verizon. That's one of these employers on here that are trying to squash the voice and have paused advertising. So that tells you where their head's at. Guys, we're living in a bizarre world, and it's crazy. Twitter is a much more enjoyable place now. It's a much more enjoyable platform. And I'm seeing a lot more people on there that I didn't used to see because it's obvious they're not being squashed. But they feel like if they pause advertising, that's the pressure point. We will see. This is so interesting. I mean, this entire, everything to do with Twitter right now, now there's talk that he may move a headquarters out of where it's at, or even create another headquarters or shut down some other ones and move a headquarters here to Texas. That's cool. Peace. I'm out. Till next time, Black and White Network supporters, make sure you go over and check out the Black and White Network merchandise store. 25% off USA First. 25% off USA First. Go now.